The Supreme Court is scheduled to hear a batch of petitions related to the controversy-ridden medical entrance exam, the NEET exam, which was held on the 5th of May. Now, the National Testing Agency had sought a transfer of cases that were pending against it in various high courts. The Supreme Court will now be hearing a batch of petitions. A bench comprising Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Mishra would hear more than 40 pleas today, we're told. But just to give you a little context, on the 11th of July, the top court had adjourned till today the hearing on the pleas, including those seeking cancellation of the exam, retest and probe into the alleged malpractices in the conduct of this NEET exam, as the responses of the centre and the NTA were yet to be received by some parties. The bench had observed that it had received a status report from the Central Bureau of Investigation on the progress made in the probe into these irregularities in the conduct of the exam. Aishwarya joins us at the moment with the latest on what to expect from the top court. Aishwarya, what time is the case expected to come up? When is the CGI expected to hear these batch of pleas?
Well, CGI-led bench will hear the bunch of petitions of the students which want re-examinations of the NEET, the students who do not want re-examinations, the affidavits that had been filed by the NTA and the centre, and also, those students who had reached out to the Supreme Court who are against the grace marks that were given to several students. We are expecting at around 11 or 11:30 the court to take up this matter, because there has been an official program of the Chief Justice of India sharp at 10 a.m. and soon after that, when the court will assemble, they will hear these bunch of petitions. Now, it is very important because on one side, the NTA had demanded that all the FIRs that had been launched in different parts of the country and the cases which are going in different high courts should be clubbed together, and that should be streamlined in Supreme Court so that the cases can be heard in a single court. Also, on the other side, when the centre and the NTA both have stated that there is no need of the re-examinations of the NEET, because there had been the affidavits that had been submitted. On one side, the NTA had stated that there was no abnormality in the findouts that they have got from the state, centre and the city level centres in which the analysis was conducted, and there were no beneficiaries that had impacted a large number of students because of the paper leak. On the other side, the centre has also filed an affidavit in which they had attached the report of IIT Madras, which had not certainly put out the decline in the percentage, and if they and the IIT Madras also compared with the past results of the examination to this, and they have stated that there was no sharp curve that they had seen. So certainly it is the centre and the NTA both have stated that there was no need of re-examination. But remember, it was the Chief Justice of India in the last hearing stated that 0.001% negligence will not be tolerated.
Yes.
In the paper leak, and the re-examination will be the last option in front of them. Of course, they have also stated that yes, the sanctity of the examination had been compromised, and therefore the reason a thorough investigation is needed. Now, very importantly, on one side, the CBI has also filed an affidavit earlier in the court, and they had put out the status report of the investigation that had taken place. We have got to know that they have filed a fresh status report as well, because there had been developments in the investigation that we have seen in the last 1 week. So a very, very crucial day today in the Supreme Court, where the Chief Justice of India led bench will be hearing these bunch of petitions today.
Aishwarya, thanks so much as always for taking us through all the details. We will of course revert to you for regular updates post 11 a.m. once the Supreme Court starts hearing these batch of petitions. Ishika is also with us for a quick update at the moment. Ishika, now while hearing the pleas on the 8th of July, the top court had observed that the sanctity of this NEET-UG exam had been breached. Now the Supreme Court is scheduled to hear about a batch of 40 petitions today.
Well, yes, in fact, as you rightly said, and in fact, as my colleague also pointed out, that in fact today the Supreme Court is going to hear the batch of petitions over the NEET-UG examination, and especially those seeking the cancellation of the NEET-UG examination. Remember that we did see how there were in fact, numerous protests that were staged on in fact the streets of the national capital by the students, by their parents, demanding the cancellation of NEET exams after around 67 students got full marks in this exam. Now, just before that, in fact, the NTA also has filed a reply in the court, and in fact, the NTA goes on to say that there is no systematic failure. This is what the NTA has said in the court just before the court hearing, and also said that in fact if we talk about the incident that happened in Bihar, the paper leak incident, that is already being investigated by the Bihar police, and that was a criminal activity. So certainly now NTA also seeing that if we cancel the examination, the future of the students will also be in question. That is what the NTA says, opposing the cancellation of the exams. But certainly we have heard numerous students, numerous aspirants and numerous parents who were shocked when these results came out. They continuously demand the cancellation of this exam, and they were also in fact pointing certainly very angry also at the grace marks that was provided to some of the students, which came in the clarification by the NTA. So today is a very crucial hearing. We'll have to wait and watch as to which side the Supreme Court order will be, but certainly what will be the arguments that will be put forth by both the NTA and in fact the petitioners here in the case will get to know in just a short while from now.